Okay, uh, so I'm gonna go over the entire year of tower defense simulators updates, just to show how good of changes we've had, possibly even the greatest. So, obviously, gonna want to start towards the beginning of the year. So, if you go back towards, um, let's go back towards Uh, let's go back to the hunt. It's pretty early in the year. So, um, well, there's a couple. Okay. Okay. Starting at the end of the year, very first change that we're going to be looking at Crook Boss. Reworked, went from being one of the worst towers in the game to pretty solid rate option early game. Doesn't fall off super hard. Golden stats looking pretty good. Solid 200 DPS right there. Flying and hidden detection. Let me change the time scale back to 1. Actually, let's get these spawned real quick. Nope, I need 2. Nope, that's 2 times. Okay. I forgot that that was Game Pass. Arguably one of the worst parts of the updates recently, but let's see some stats here. So we get the Goons, still Goon, not great, but not terrible. Tommy Goon is comparable to the Crook Boss itself, so definitely not bad. I'd say generally well received there, but also this button right here, restart game. I don't think it works in Sandbox, but the restart feature was added in this update. So there is one massive, very massive, I'd say, quality of life change. And this is gonna be a theme for the rest of the updates. Also, just like optimization in general. It's been a lot better. So we're gonna do about February here. And the timescale I just used, that was added in this update along with Trapper. Brand new non-event tower. Had been seen since Engineer. 3 types of traps. Um, so that was new tower. Always nice to have. And Game Pass changes were around then. So Engineer got reduced in Robux costs, along with a couple other ones. So it's slightly more reasonable. Um, and just some more quality of life changes. that's fine. I guess it's not bad. So then we get to the hunt. So just a nice little mini event. Never bad. Um, gave a skin. I don't think I have it equipped. There's a skin for Warden. Let's see. Yeah, I have the event skin in this pass. So I'd say it's top two or three on the event skins. Or for the Warden skins, not for the event skins, my bad. So later in March we're getting just quality of life to difficulty voting and reworked military base. And honestly, I think this is already it. Yeah, okay. So obviously the cars would look better if I wasn't using this skin. You got the airstrikes and stuff. One of the greatest changes to a tower that we've got so far. And I mean, you get the Skibidi Toilet update, which is just a little April Fool's mode. Um, I think I should address that since it was negative. Originally, that was supposed to be the skins in the um, deluxe chart were supposed to be limited time only. Which after some pushback, they decided that they wouldn't do that. And then we got missions. So I'll be placing this guy down as an example, since that's the mission tower we got just a couple of days ago. This is an example for missions. Just extra changes, more rewards, more skins and stuff. And then mercenary base. Pretty shortly after that. Probably in advanced. Yes. So another spawner. This one being mechanically more interesting. Plus you get the damage buff. I don't know. I think the level requirement was a little high. Level 150 is a little insane for most people. Obviously, I was a bit higher, but do I have anything from intermittent mode in here? Probably not. Well, I guess it reverse. So we got intermediate mode, brand new mode, much better than golden mode. Um, it's just something to play, freshen up the gameplay a little bit. It's just playing Fallen all the time. I don't think anyone would think that's bad. Obviously, got some rebalances over the year, but um, power ups. After we got Merc Base, like a month, and we get power ups. So obviously not Molten Monster since that's from this event, but it is a power up. So set some competition for this guy real quick. Not a bad change. I do think that they're a little boring as a concept, but with the harder modes coming up later, it is nice to have. Um, I do think so for the weekly quests, having your deluxe or phantom potentially being stolen by a high grade is pretty dumb. I don't really care about prem crates, but some people would. And then mid grade crates aren't really replacing any quest you'd actually be winning. But it is nice to, other than the fact that they could steal your skin rewards. Um, got tower pets in the lobby, but like, I don't know, not that important here. VIP Plus was added, but like again, that's it doesn't really affect the gameplay too much. Um, then we got two more things. So let's go to advanced commander rework. Bit more expensive. Fire rate buffs tied to the level on the ability. That's interesting. And then they got the APCs. Goodbye, Fallen King. Okay, so the other thing, a third hardcore tower. A brawler. So this is the third tower that's been released this year so far. As of what was this? I want to say May. That seems right. So it's been 5 months, and you got three towers. So that's more than the entirety of 2020, the entirety of 2021, the entirety of 2022, and the entirety of 2023, I think. Just to check, 2020 would have had Swarmer, and Accelerator, and Pursuit. 2021 would have had Sledger and Toxic Gunner and Executioner. 2022 is Elf Camp and Engineer. 20 Oh, and Warden, I guess. 2023 was Necromancer, Jester, Cryomancer. Seems right. So I might have said four towers on one of them because I forgot Warden got added. Whatever. You see already a lot of, and we're only 5 months in, so we still got two events coming up later. Probably. Um, so yeah, increased triumph rewards, getting crates and timescale tickets and stuff. Plus the party system, PvP test still hasn't been added fully. So I think that's unfair to count as one of the things released in this year. Then we got the classic event, another little mini event to have fun with. The guest skin for Scout looks nice. Um, so, and it's a little bit later. A little bit later, and I'm getting the Ace Pilot Rick and challenges. Challenges just give you some extra rewards. Some of them are a little bit too difficult. Some of them are fine. And another tower rework, which I believe one, two, that's a third tower rework. This was cracked at release, but now it's a little bit more reasonable. So you can get some gems from challenge maps, so you're finally not locked up hardcore. Plus, you can now play hardcore as a party instead of elevator only. Although you can't play an unknown garden for some reason, that's fine. Um, and then special maps took a little bit less space in the area. Revive tickets and spin tickets got added like a month later. Plus, the login reward streaks got buffed significantly, so no basic and prem crate every week. And now it's deluxe crate every month. A lot of extra coins and stuff added. I'd say an overall improvement. Um, Revive tickets obviously was not that great because they ended up not being implemented and then they got fixed a couple times. I think they're currently disabled though. And then spin tickets, just some extra rewards from winning. You know, it's nice to get 250 extra coins or whatever. Um, and then, say a pretty big one here. Fallen rework. So, complete revamp to Fallen mode. So, new Fallens, some more um enemies, some mini bosses. I don't like Fallen gestures that much, but they're there. Um, yeah, okay. It just has the wrong name in here. That's weird. Um, so we got a new Fallen King, and every single Fallen enemy is new. And I'd say one of the more important changes here, but I don't think everyone would agree with me. Music. Get a ton of new music for Ton of background music. I need to. Okay. So you get a little bit new background music. Can't go wrong with that. And just a better feels nice for the Fallen mode. It's got better pacing and it looks better. And not too far after, DJ rework. Instead of just getting range and discount, choose between them. So more strategy. And damage buff path. An ability. Why is it L? Oh, I have a bunch of abilities. Okay. Um so plus Trinity buffs, so that's more similar to what you're used to. I think the range path is literally just the well, that's a little lower. But you get the damage buff and stuff. It's like an ability. It's a nice little revamp to DJ. It makes it a lot more interesting of a tower. And that marks the fourth reworked tower and the well, I mean the reworked Fallen is basically just a new mode. So let's say two new modes at this point. I'll be counting Molten later as well. Um, so obviously there's just been some skins being thrown in, um, tweaks to stats and stuff, just like usual updates. This is a lot more common than other years. And this is a little while later since, well, it was only like 2 months later than the Fallen update. So we got another new tower. Gatling gun. And I'll spawn. Well, actually, I'm gonna just kill these. Tower. This probably wasn't a good spot for it. There we go. You can aim it manually, it gets pierce. You can not aim it manually, it'll shoot enemies by itself with a little range thing, little cone. Insanely expensive. It would have been nice to not have to spend like 70% of a gold crate on that, but not terrible, I guess. Um, Coin reward for Fallen is like 1,000 at this point, so getting tons of money, much more money than you'd ever get in the older version of the game. Um, got stickers. I don't really care though. And then we got the um I got like the Halloween update, Escape events. I'd say one of the better events. I don't know if everyone would agree with me on that one. So, along with Hexscape, we got another rework to a tower. This one being an event tower. That's the wrong tower. Whoops. Where is... Okay, there's Slasher. So Slasher is significantly more expensive. Now plays Bleed. Also hits like a truck. Melee tower on a single enemy. It's pretty good. Healing. Get him. Okay, there we go. So then along with the rework, well, I guess I can't spawn any of the Hexscape enemies because this got added after. But I can. As of Halloween and music. This thing's kind of annoying because, um, like that's the lost theme from this Halloween event. This is Lord Sinister's theme, I think. And it doesn't have Return to Ruin in here, which I don't know. Thought that was nice. Um, Three Nights. Night 2 was a little unbalanced, but got a overarching plot going on for this event, which I guess you could say the God Cube counted for some other ones, but let's be real. No. Um, so, got Three Nights, uh, Slasher Rework, and an easy and a hard mode, along with three power-ups. I don't really care about the power-ups for this, although I guess I could use them. So, let's see if I can find them. Oh, they're in my loadout. Okay. Easy mode tower, Hollow Punk. It's not awful. Oh, this on range? Yeah, okay. So it shoots, applies a burn to the enemies. Not particularly strong. Again, it's an easy mode tower. You got set loadout. Um, so there's some nice little tower for anyone that was new to the game and couldn't beat the hard mode. Night 2, probably. And then Harvester. Some vines that can slow down enemies, do some damage to them. Also has a piercing shot. Oh, hey, you can actually see it now. That's nice. It's a pretty fun tower, I'd say. Nothing busted, but nothing bad. Bunch of skins and stuff because it's a now major downsides here, other than the one mode being a little unbalanced. So, for Battle Pass, I'm gonna talk about it. You can see the current one. I got like 6,000 progress on it. I got 40 days to finish it. I'll probably reach the end of this one, but I did not reach the end of the other one. Let's talk about it. So, 27k needed to beat the Battle Pass. Obviously, if you didn't want the tier 40 rewards and only wanted something like 33, the scaling was getting larger as it went on, so it's a lot longer to get to the last 7 than the first 30 or whatever. Could reach half the pass and have only a fourth of what you needed total or something. Um, Pass was way too long. This one also is way too long. Pass is really, really long to an absurd degree. No defending that. So, two new towers. One of them's pretty fun to use. One of them's just a little bonus for early players. But an absurd battle pass. Event's pretty fun. Introduces Children of Exo. So now we got a main antagonist that we don't just get rid of in one event. So, unlike Umbra or whatever, where we get rid of her and then she comes back. But in the past, I guess narrator could kind of be a reoccurring antagonist if you care that he was in the dialogue of Halloween 2020. So I don't think most people would. And they moved to a new data system. Um, so when data stores are down, shouldn't lose any progress. Another just quality of life change here. Oh, other thing about the Battle Pass. The current one, playing Fallen mode, is going to get you pretty good rewards for progress. Um, Not so much with the other one. You got absurdly low amount of uh past currency per game. Even with the 2 times bonus or whatever, you got basically nothing. So, Battle Pass, terrible. I do like that it has normal progression rewards because it just helps newer players just get extra stuff during an event. That's always nice. It's not just, oh, grind this to get some skins that might be awesome or might stink. It's fine. That was a lot better back when, like, Frost Invasion, where you needed like 7,000 points to finish the battle pass. Not when you need 27,000. So Hexcape ends, and we get another tower rework. So right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new towers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 tower reworks with Commando. Now not garbage. Get some missiles. It's Pierce. Get some burst and river. Oh, that's from this guy. Okay. Um. So there's another rework that's nice. Good to have those. And come in with another rework. Pursuit. The other flying tower gets a rework in the same year. Pretty crazy. Now with 2 paths, like Balloons Tower Defense 5. So you can move the range anywhere you want. Sort of. It has to be on land. But that's fine. You're probably not going to be wanting to place it off the edge on most maps. And you can place it in the middle of the path or whatever. So, 2 paths. I think this one's supposed to be more AoE. I kind of think the top path is just better. But neither of them are bad. Really expensive. You can only place like 5 of them. But like, it's Pursuit. Level 100 tower. It's supposed to be for late game, I'm pretty sure. It's good. Rework makes it a great option, especially for the current event. Let's go up here. Oh, I didn't count Gatling as a new tower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a crazy amount of towers. I haven't seen this many towers since the first year the game released. And then, do I hear another new game mode? Molten Reworked. Now it's different than Old Fallen, but easier. Plus, let's go click on the game modes thing. Now there's a casual mode that fills the role of the old Molten. So now there's something in between Fallen and Intermediate, which is Molten, and something to replace Molten. I don't particularly like casual just because it doesn't have a different boss. If it literally just threw like Golden Titan in there, I wouldn't care. It'd be better than just having another Patient Zero. Um, so that's 4 game modes. Which is just absolutely absurd. 6 new towers, 5 tower reworks, 4 new game modes. Like, this is better than the launch of TDS in terms of adding new content. And just a couple days later, uh, Frost Invasion 2. I'll summon one of these so they don't get too far. And actually can summon some of these. So, some nice. It's another event. Get some. That's a sandbox bug. It's kind of funny though. Um, so get a more of the Frost Dimension. Get more for the Children of Exile. You get another Battle Pass. This one's much better, but I'd say it's still a bit of a little bit bad. Plus, you get 5 new consumable. I didn't actually show off the other ones, did I? So Pumpkin Bomb, Turkey Leg, and Sugar Rush for the previous one. This one has Molten Monster, and then it has some other ones, but they're not there. Basically, it's Santa's Airstrike Fruitcake Festive Tree or something. They're all calling this reskinned versions of other ones, which is fine, other than Molten Monster. But yeah, you get some new stuff. A lot of new charms. They don't really have any charms. So that's good. And then sandbox mode, the thing I've been playing in the entire time, which not a game mode, but definitely a new mode, I'd say. Something to mess around with. The index for enemies, something to grind if you want to. You don't need to. That kind of feels like I have to for the events because I want the event enemies. That's fine. And Frost Mortar gets added to the Frost Crate, along with a thing. If you didn't have a Frost Crate, you could do a mission for it. Waited 3 years for this. So worth it. Looks good. I'm glad they added that. And hitting the end of the. Oh, I forgot. Event towers. Snowballer again. Easy mode tower. This one only has 3 levels. Oh, I guess Hollow Punk only had 3. This one just doesn't slow and freeze for decently cheap. So it's like a freezer, but better-ish. And Elementalist. I think Elementalist is terrible with its stats. It's really expensive. So this ability, Ice Turret, kind of just like Engineer's turrets, but without a shield. And if you go to Heat mode, you activate a Heat Wave that kind of just acts like DJ's damage ability. Except I don't. It does it? Okay, it's like a combination of damage and the purple one, except no reduction. Really expensive. I like 30K is kind of it. Like Mortar's like 30K. Definitely not a terrible option. I just not sure it's worth 30K. And oh yeah, maps. We've been getting maps throughout the year. Just I don't know, they're fine. So then we got the new mission tower, Fire Technician. It's like a support tower. Um has a buff that does and it gives hidden detection to things in range. Let's take something like Ranger. That doesn't get hidden detection. Can't tell entirely what the stat buffs are here. Like, let's see. Is this out of? Okay. Looks like it has 20% fire rate and 10% damage, along with that hidden detection. So not bad. But it also has a chance to do a firework shot thing. Also really expensive for being an event support tower. Probably fine. Its range isn't that big. I think could probably stand a range buff. And it has a limit of one. I kind of thought I'd be able to place more in Sandbox, but maybe that's an admin and only thing. This in red. Let's see. Um, let me just sell and move it over here. So what it's supposed to do is give a firework shot occasionally that does increase damage and applies a burn, I think, along with doing splash damage. Kind of hard to tell. Support towers are always good, so having an event support tower might be a little unbalanced later. We'll find out. The good news is this is a firework technician, not a not a New Year's technician. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be available on any day that would have the or around any day that has the firework modifier. So probably available on the 4th of July as well, at the very least. So we look back over the year. Let's count. Let's remove everything that isn't new and clean up the clutter a little bit. Well, I'll keep that one for funsies. It's kind of different. So, reworks. One. Oh, I should sell the mortar too. That's new, but in a different way. So one, two, three, four, five, um, six, seven, seven reworks. This shouldn't be here. Um, New towers. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. It feels like I miscounted that because there's so many. Um, oh, I forgot one rework. Late contender here. Sludger got reworked. Larger range. I think its damage is lower. But it gets. Well, let's just show it in action. So many things that I forgot one, and it still felt abnormally high. So it should be unbuffed over here. Just throw out a Fallen King, I guess. So good that I got this like right before I started doing the recording because it's a really easy enemy to just place down to have a things to attack because I don't have to worry about it dying right away. So it attacks, it gets this little chill feel around its attack, allowing it to freeze smaller enemies. Say not a terrible rework, especially after they already nerfed Sledger a bit earlier. Or well, I guess that was last year. It's a nice change to make it slightly more viable again. Got all these new towers. We got two reworked modes, two fresh new modes. Well, one and a half fresh new modes. Um, Gravedigger looks a bit better now. So if we compare this to prior years, we got four towers at most. If that. Toxic Gunner, Sludger, Executioner, Engineer. I'm thinking. So Engineer Elf Camp and um, Warden. Jester, Necromancer, and Cryomancer. So that's like three per year. Um, Coming in hot with nine, three times the usual yearly amount of towers. We got an insane amount of reworks this year. The only notable ones I can think of from years prior being Turret, Mini Ranger, and I guess Archer, which sucks. So yeah, just after the showcase, it should be just 100% clear that this has been the best year. Like the only possible competition I could see is the year that added. I mean, I guess maybe I doubt anyone was at 2020 because the event didn't even have its tower. Uh, Swarmer wasn't. Well, I like Swarmer, but the event wasn't like super interesting or anything. Hardcore update was bad. Hardcore's not very fun. But 2022 maybe, because the two extra game modes plus the pizza party, um, and then Ducky events, Elf Camp events, an interesting concept going for it. Um, if last year had done anything outside of the events, maybe, but last year literally just had like here's Jester, Necromancer, and Cryomancer at the end of the year, and the Jester event was pretty bad. They could have standed to make these two models a little more different. Like big gun versus arm cannons. Yeah. Once I get the skin, it'll be a bit more interesting. It'll be interesting to see skins for Gatling and Pursuit. Surprise Pursuit's never got one. It's been 4 years, 4.5 years. But yeah, great year for TDS. Possibly the best year outside of maybe 2019, since 2019. Well, I mean, if you want to count Molten and Golden as modes, Casual is going to count as full mode. Obviously, 2019 is important for the release of the game, but maybe in content updates as well. But this game just looks great at this point. Have a good 2025, and I'll see you in December probably, because I have a bad upload schedule. Just the worst.